Hey guys, it's Bookish Vegan here on Italia, and today I am filming a 24-hour reading vlog. So I thought I would do a readathon, so a 24-hour readathon, and I asked on Instagram if any of you guys wanted to join me, and you guys said yes. There is so many people joining. I wasn't expecting that. To be honest, I thought no one was going to join. It was just going to be me, but I'm super excited because I'm going to be doing sprints, like reading sprints on my Insta stories, and that's going to be super cool. It's a very chill readathon because it wasn't really planned. It was just like kind of a spur in the moment. I did plan on doing a 24-hour readathon before Christmas, but that just didn't happen because I got super busy. But yeah, I'm going to show you my TBR. It does start at 6 p.m. and it's only 4:30. I finished like doing all the things I wanted to do before the readathon, so that's good. And I don't know what I'm going to do next. Probably go eat dinner because I've only had like brunch today. So yeah, but this is my TBR, guys. I think there's 7 books on here. I just gave myself loads of options because I'm a mood reader, so I literally have no idea what I'm in the mood to read. So let me show you like books that I've already started and wish to finish, or like books I might be in the mood for, some rereads, all that jazz. Also, you're in a new place. You're actually sitting on my tarot cards and my oracle cards on my bookshelf because I just kept filming in one spot in my last vlog and it was just annoying editing it and just being in one place, and sometimes my place just changed, and that's that. But yeah, here is the TBR. So we have Love Your Lady Landscape by Lisa Lister. I got this for Christmas from my mom or my parents, and I'm already on page 39, so that's good. But I don't know if I want to like read it quickly or if I just want to read a chapter a day like I was 4 days ago, because sometimes I just like reading non-fiction books slowly. But I thought I would add this to spice up my TBR because I do want to finish it soon. Then we have a reread I started ages ago and I never completed, which is Kingslayer by Virginia Gluecker. This is just the sequel to Witch Hunter and like the end of the duology. I'm already on page 131, chapter 11, and when I was reading this, I was flying through it, so I just need to continue. And I feel like it will be a perfect read for a readathon because, as I said, I fly through it. So I think I am gonna literally pick this up in a couple hours. Then we have another reread, which I was rereading this month recently, but I started it ages ago, and it is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I just keep putting it off because I know it's an amazing book. I'm already enjoying it, and I'm only on page 111, chapter 7, Matthias's chapter. So I might pick this back up because it will be great to finish 2 more rereads this year, because then that will mean I only didn't read 2 books of my TBR for rereads. Then I was like, what if I'm not in the mood for physical reading? And I did start this next book as an audiobook, and it is A True Voyage by Susan Dennard. The only thing that put me off from continuing with the audiobook is, I don't know why, but the chapters are split into like 167 chapters. But I swear there's not that many here. Yeah, there's 40 chapters and I'm only on chapter 2, so it's kind of hard to follow, but I might continue it when I'm in the mood to just lay on my bed and listen to audiobooks, because when I did that with A Game of Thrones, my most recent book I finished because I was listening to it, I loved that, just laying on my bed and listening to a story being told. And then the next 3 books are just books that are on my TBR that I haven't started yet, but I really want to get to soon, and I don't know why I've been putting them off, and I feel like they're going to be pretty quick reads. So the first one is Shatter Me by Tara Maffey. I have wanted to read something by Tara Maffey for ages because I feel like her and Ransom Riggs are very hyped up on BookTube, and I let the hype not make me pick up the books. But I did pick up Ransom Riggs last year, I think, and I didn't really click with his storytelling and writing, so we'll see if I like the other half of the power couple, Tara Maffey. I feel like I will because loads of people trust their reviews. Really enjoyed this book, and it's quite short, and I feel like the font is quite big, so I feel like I'm gonna fly through it. So I think I'm gonna get to this too. Then we have a sequel, which is Two Dark Reigns by Kendar Blake. This is the 3rd book in the 3 Dark Crowns series. So yeah, on the cover it says 1 crowned, 2 exiled, a revolution rising. So I'm super excited. I really love the previous 2 books. I know this series is not for everyone, but I personally love it. And I was super super excited for the sequel when I finished One Dark Throne, so the previous book, and I have no idea why I haven't picked this book up yet because I end up flying through it again, so maybe I'll pick it up. And then the last book is A Spellbook of the Lost and Found by Moira Foley Doyle. I feel like this and Shatter I picked up when I was in Waterstones once, and I should probably get to them. And yeah, I don't know what this one's about. Something to do with like witches and magic and secrets and I don't know. But yeah, it sounds super interesting. I love the cover. So hopefully it doesn't disappoint if I do pick it up. Again, the font is quite huge. I tried and picked like books on my TBR that have large font, and I feel like I'm gonna get through really quickly so I can read as much as I can before the year is over. So yeah, that is it for my TBR. I'll probably check in as the readathon starts because I will be doing like a sprint on Instagram, so I'll check in on there and I'll probably like film me reading or something. We'll see. But yeah, this isn't like a strict readathon. I am gonna sleep when I'm exhausted because I didn't sleep that well last night. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be still sleeping and taking little breaks. I'm not gonna be like reading for 24 hours straight because that's not possible for me. I need my little breaks and sleep. But yeah, see you later. Hey reading buddy. So guys, so far I've gotten to page 209. So I had another sticky note here and I kind of just am using these labels to read in one sitting. So hopefully in 2 more sittings I should be done with my first read. I made myself a coffee. No, I am not reading this, but I'm using it as a coffee table. And then I'm just chatting with you guys on Instagram. Look who came to join me. Hey Tessa. Don't ask me why I have my hood on, right, Tessa? Back to reading. So guys, I was reading and look who came, and she's purring really loudly. She just keeps walking like doing that. What are you up to? So guys, I'm wearing my glasses because I just took off my makeup and I look super tired. So yeah, I just ended up finishing my first read, which is Kingslayer by Virginia Boecker. So I'm so glad. I think I was, yeah, on this one, on chapter 11, page 131. And I ended up reading to page nearly 400 today. So I read quite a lot of pages. I kind of knew this was going to be a fast read because it was super fast paced, super easy to read. It's a quite simple fantasy, but still very enjoyable. I say simple fantasy, but I think if it was high fantasy, it would have taken me a bit longer to complete, but it's kind of set in Victorian England, you know, like when the witch trials took place, like 1500s. So yeah, it's still kind of set in our world, but with witches and revenants that have, like, they're basically dead but brought back to life. It's such a cool concept and such a cool world that I ended up giving this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. So the first book, at first when I reread it for the first time, I gave 5 stars, but then when I reread it this year, I gave it 4.5 stars. But this one I ended up giving, the first time I read it, 4.5 stars, and it stays at 4.5 stars because I feel like I appreciated it more than the first time I read it, because John, the male love interest, is a little bit different throughout like the first half of the book, but I appreciated it because it gave Elizabeth time, Elizabeth, our main protagonist, to have friendships with other people like Malcolm and Pfeiffer. I love her friendship with Pfeiffer. They hated each other. They were like enemies to friends. They have that kind of friendship and I loved it. Great book. I'm so glad I finally finished it off. And then I think the next read, oh, also if you're wondering, I used this bookmark for that read. I thought it would be fun to show you the bookmarks I use for the reads if they're interesting. This one's from the July 2018 Fairy Loot box called The Power Within. And yeah, I feel like Elizabeth has the power within, so it matched the theme of the book perfectly. But the next two books I'm thinking of picking up is either Love Your Lady Landscape by Lisa Lister, which as I mentioned before I already started. And I think I'm going to divide it into sections like I did with this one, because I've noticed I read it faster. I'm just like, okay, if I finish this section, I can like have a little break. I have a 10-minute break, then I read another section, and it ends up being like 100 pages. So I think I'm going to do the same with this one and read some before I go to bed, because as I'm talking to the camera, I'm gaining more energy, I feel like. Or I will split Shatter Me into 3 sections, or maybe even 2 because it's so short, and start this and maybe get halfway through. Just feels like a really light, fun read, even though it's a dystopia, and I've heard nothing but amazing things, so we'll see. So yeah, I thought I'd just update you, and yeah, I am actually really happy with how this readathon is going, because within the first 6 hours, or like less than 6 hours, because I finished this book at 11:45, I'm feeling great. I feel like I could really get 2 more books out of the way, and I think then I will read 100 books. Let's quickly go on Goodreads. Yeah, I'll do that later, so I'm gonna catch up on Goodreads and message some of the peeps that are participating in my readathon, because that's the most fun when other people participate with you, because you can chat with them even though they're reading different books. So yeah, I'll see you whenever. So guys, I woke up around 7. I ended up sleeping for like 3-4 hours, and it's 10:18. And I finished my second book, Shatter Me by Tara Maffey. I ended up staying up till 3 in the morning, reading half of the book because I had a little tab in here that divided the book into 2 sections. And this morning, whilst I was drinking my coffee, I finished the book, and it was amazing. Oh my god, I love Adam so much. I feel like everyone says this in the first book, and then I was chatting with someone on Instagram and she was like, you're gonna like Warner too, and I'm like, no. I always hear like people saying, why would you like Warner? And I'm the same with this one. I'm just like, I don't like him. But apparently in Unravel Me, the second book, we understand why he's the way he is. But I still love Adam, and hopefully his character's not ruined. Some people said that they feel similarity to A Court of Thorns and Roses series, so kind of like what happens in there, and I've read that series and I was kind of sad about it. But yeah, I look super tired, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm just gonna go on Goodreads on my laptop, write a mini review of this, and then make my way through Love Your Lady Landscape, and then I have to go to the post office to send off a letter, because I sold these sticky tabs that I had in my Fairy Loot box. They were like Throne Glass inspired. Even though I have like a Sarah J Maas shelf, I just didn't feel like I needed them, so I sold them. And yeah, I said I would go this morning and send them off, because it is Monday, so the post office should be open, even though on Monday it's always busy. But yeah, I really want to get it done before the new year. So yeah, I really need to fix my hair as well. Weirdly enough, when I woke up at 7 today, it was like fate, because Charlie jumped on my bed, on my windowsill here, and as you can see there's an aloe vera there, and it fell where my head was on my pillow, so I think it was fate. I had to clean that up, and then I was just like wide awake, so I was like, let's just read my book, and I did, and I'm so happy. Oh my god. But yeah, I had to take like little breaks because I can never sit still in the morning. But it was nice because it was still dark when I woke up, and then because I opened the window like it is there, well, did my blind like that, it was just nice seeing like the sun rise, even though there's no sun, it's so grey outside, but it was nice. So yeah, I forgot how nice it is to wake up before it gets light and then see the sun rise. Oh my god, how many times can I say that? But also, I love Kenji so much. I already heard of him because so many people have read this series and love it and talk about it all the time. Siri just turned on, sorry, I don't know what I say. But yeah, everyone always talks about him, and I was like, when we heard his voice, because when we meet him, Juliet doesn't see him, he's just so cool. Like, oh, I don't know why, like when he just made his first appearance in the book, I was like, yes, and James is so cute, and I just love Adam so much. I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't like it when people from like their childhood like fall in love and stuff like that, but this one I like. So yeah, that's that for now. I think I'm gonna go make breakfast, or should I say brunch, because it's like past 10 because I'm hungry and my stomach was rumbling, but I was like determined to finish the book. So I hope I don't look too bad because my hair is super greasy. I don't know why. Probably because I barely slept. But yeah, it's the end of the readathon. I actually ended up finishing it earlier than 6 p.m. I think I finished my last read at 3:30. So yeah, I ended up watching YouTube, doing some steps, and yeah. So I ended up completing 3 books. I am so happy about this because 2 are on my TBR and 1 was a reread. So that means I didn't reread 3 books off my reread TBR for 2018, which I am completely fine with. So I will just quickly share with you the books I read and their ratings. So the first book I ended up completing is Kingslayer by Virginia Boecker, which I was already 131 pages in. So this is how much I read of this book, which is a fair chunk, but I really enjoyed it and I ended up giving it 4.5 stars, which I think I realized, I think I said I gave this 4.5 stars last time, but I think I only gave it 4 stars, so it did go up for me. Just appreciated the friendships a lot and I just loved it. Then I read my first read that I hadn't started yet, so I read the full book during the 24 hours, and it is Shatter by Tahera Mafi. And I ended up giving this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I ended up reading it in 2 sittings. I just put a tab in the middle to see where the middle of the book was, and I stayed up till like 3 in the morning reading it, as I told you guys in the vlog. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I was a dystopian fan anymore, because you know dystopia is kind of like on the back burner, and now it's all about fantasy and sci-fi and like contemporaries, but I really enjoyed this. So much fun to read. It was so fast-paced. I will definitely be picking up on Me because I really want to know what happens next, but I thought this was a great introduction. I know the other books get a little bit bigger than this because this one's just a little bit over 300 pages. I thought it was a great start to a series. I think it's going to become one of my favorites because this was more an introduction to the characters, like to Adam, Warner, Juliet, Kenji, who I absolutely adore, and just a slight glimpse into this dystopian world that the author created. So I'm super excited to see more about it and hopefully develops more in the next books. So yeah, I feel like that's why this book has a lower rating. It's like 3 point something, but I just loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, no fault. And I want to thank all the people out there that kept telling me Shatter Me is amazing. So I think it was Anisha from Sprinkled Pages. I know Arina from My Life as Arina loved this book, and also Jessica from Peace Love Books. She recently read this, which is why I picked this book up. Amazing. So I definitely recommend. And then I finished a non-fiction, which is Love Your Lady Landscape by Lisa Lister. So I talked a bit about this book in my weekly reading vlog that I recently posted because I got this for Christmas from my parents and I really enjoyed this. I ended up giving it 4 stars, I think, and it was just great. It focuses mostly on like a woman's menstrual cycle, so your period, and how you should really like follow your menstrual cycle because it's kind of like part of nature, like the seasons are and the moon cycle. It was just super interesting. I personally really loved the first half the most, and the quotes that she had, like sometimes she would have like these little things here, and this one was like literally my favorite quote. So I think she took the quote from Golden Girl where Betty White, I think that's a character from Golden Girl or an actress, she said, "Balls are weak and sensitive. If you want to be tough, grow a vagina. Those things can take a pounding." And that just made me laugh so much. Lisa Lister has a great sense of humour. And then Marie Curie even said, "Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less." Love that quote. And then, yeah, there's also the moon cycle. So I really enjoyed this and I'm glad I picked it up. I gave it 4 stars, I think. So yeah, that is it for my 24-hour readathon vlog and just a reading challenge. Thank you to all the people that joined on my Instagram and that chatted chatted with me about their books and like how they were doing. I loved seeing all your TBRs. It was just amazing, and I love reading with other people. It just makes this solitary activity so much more fun, even though reading is already fun even when you do it by yourself. It's just so much fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!